Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's market commentary and hopefully some live trading today. Wow, what a day yesterday. I mean, if I just put this onto daily charts, these huge days that we had, look at the dollar yen. I've been calling for this for quite a long time, remember, for it to come down and get way back into the mid 90s, and it's obviously done that. It's hit on the weekly chart, it's hit that weekly 21 I've been talking about. But if we come out to the monthly, I'm still ultimately going to be looking for us to come down to the monthly lower band. So still got plenty of space to come yet, but obviously this is on a monthly chart, and it won't necessarily come straight down for it. That can still take several months yet. So I can take us back to an hourly chart, and we had these huge moves across the board, whether it be in the pound dollar here, the euro dollar. But this is where our momentum trading and the bands really come into their own. I mean, they're what I use every single day, and using the momentum, it gives me that gauge for where the price action is trying to go. And on a daily basis I use this stuff. If you don't currently have it or use it, you're massively missing out, because it not only gets me into trades, it also helps me stay out of the wrong type of trade for a lot of the time. So if you don't have it, if you don't have momentum, you don't have the bands, you're massively missing out, because days like yesterday were huge, and I've got traders who massively capitalized on that yesterday as a result of the pound, the Aussie dollar. I've been talking about the Aussie dollar for ages. Fun enough, I was saying to our traders in our trading room the day before yesterday, look for that positive momentum to come in tomorrow on the Aussie dollar, and look what happened. And it came in, and there was huge moves to the upside, even though it's giving it back overnight. But that doesn't matter. It's about chasing the momentum at the time, and when it comes in, and you can predict when it looks like it's going to be coming in, and really capitalize on that. So there's some huge stuff going on there. But as a result of where we are right now, so let's take this back to the dollar yen. Is the dollar yen? It's had this. Like I said, I'm at the back of my mind. I know that we've hit this weekly 21. I need to double check that on eSignal as well, because moving averages on telecharts versus eSignal can be slightly different. I'll just double check off screen at the moment. Yeah, that hit as well. So we've done this divergence down here. So it looks at the moment that we've put in a low for now. But so I'm going to be looking to potentially buy this. We've got a lovely, like I said, lovely big divergence on the hourly charts in place, but the range is very big, so I want to be able to buy it at the right time. So it's only if it comes down. Shame I wasn't around at 6 a.m. this morning when it did the doji and then came into the bands, because that would have been a nice buy point. But I'm not up that early, generally speaking, anyway. So that's where we are. That's what I'm going to be looking for. We've got news out later. It could just be that I can't trade until then. If the market's a little bit choppy, if we come out to the likes of the pound and the euro, they're just not doing a lot at the moment because they've had such big moves yesterday. We've got news at 1:30, and that may be what I have to wait for today before I get a trade in, because sometimes when you get such big moves in one day, the market can go quite choppy the following day, and so because the ranges were so big. So there will be moves. It's just a case of me having the patience to wait. If anything, I think I may be able to do something with this dollar yen, but I've got to be patient on that one anyway. So for now, I'll press pause. It's now 9:10, and as you can see, we're not really doing anything. I was looking at potentially buying back down at the lower bands, but I've since looked at this and thinking, I just don't think the risk reward is there, and because I've got to have the stop way below these lows down here. Even though we've got a divergence in place, you never know, sometimes a market may want to do a triple divergence. It's already had the bounce, you see, so now it's coming. If it was to come down again, then I have to look at the risks of that. The momentum is marginally positive actually this morning, but I think, and in light of the other two markets just going sideways, the likes of the pound and euro, not surprising at all. It looks highly likely that I'm not going to be trading this morning, which means I'm going to be waiting until lunchtime when the news comes out, unemployment claims or non-farm. I haven't looked at which one it is, but at 1:30, which is fine. And sometimes you have to know as a trader when to trade and when not to trade. And if you haven't got everything lined up, then you have to then sort of say, well, okay, what am I trying to achieve here? If it's a swing trade, it's a different beast. But when you're day trading, you have your setups and you have to trade accordingly. So at the moment, as much as I am itching to trade, and obviously all traders will feel that way at times, you have to also know when there's nothing really on, or that the potential is there that you may take a trade and it just may not be right. Right now, I think I missed the opportunity off the back of the doji this morning, and that was very early. It was whatever time that was, 6 a.m. It's only 9 a.m. now, so yeah, maybe 5. That was the end of the 5 a.m. period candle. So I think it's a case now of just probably having to wait around until the news at 1:30, and hopefully I can get a trade then to get out to you later. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, I'm just back from the gym, and looking like there might be a little trade on. It's counter trend, and it could be over very, very quickly, but I'm going to give it a go, I think, here. So I'm just watching the price action here. It's on the dollar yen. It's come down while I've been out this morning, and as you can see, it's come down to a little double bottom, and it's come within those bands. We're going to give it a go within these bands, see if we can get a trade. So if it'll work. So let's go. So we just want to get 4 entries in. If it doesn't work, then we'll soon know and we'll soon lose. So let's get the 4 in. Right, we've got the 4 entries in. Just make sure this is recording. Yep. Oh, a bit out of breath here. So what I've seen is the divergence overall. There's a divergence on the higher time frames, on the 4-hour charts. And so now it's just a case of saying, okay, we've come up. I see we've come up. We've come back down to my lower band. I'm just going to see if this is going to play out for a little bit of a mosey up. Up towards the upper band and maybe a little bit further again, so I don't know, we'll see after that. So I need to get the stops in place. Let's bring all this across. Still out of breath from the workout. So I'll do these stops whilst we're off screen, so that I can. There you go. You can see what's going on then. And we'll just see if this is going to play out. So the reason I'm doing this is there's virtually no, at the moment at least, no negative momentum on the hourly charts. We've hit that weekly 21, like I said earlier on this morning, and it's now just a case of whether this is it's trying to form a bottom or not. So I guess we'll soon find out. So I'll just press pause while I'm putting the stops in. Okay, now I've put the stops in, but then I've put them way off at the moment. I've put them down at below these lows, and that's not where I would actually allow myself to get stopped. So because I don't want to put my stops too close to the market, and the market sees stops and stuff like that. So I've just given them plenty of space. So where I'd actually come out is somewhere down in this range down here. So we've been at 74s, and I'll be out by around about 50, I should think. So I'll give it a little bit of slack. But I don't think we'll allow much further than that. So at the moment, we're just going to see if we can get to the upper band. Then I would take half of these off. Oops, wrong button. I would take half of these off, and hopefully you can see everything there. Yeah, you can. So if we get up to the upper band, then I'll take half off, and then we'll see if we can run the remainder up to maybe the 21 moving average here, and then we'll see thereafter. So I'll press pause for now and just see what happens. Okay, I've come out very quickly there, just as it's come down, and so just taken a small loss there so far. So we'll see how we get on. It was a try, and really needed to poke up from this band without really rolling over. It could still come up obviously yet, but I didn't want to give it too much risk on something which is a try based on where we are. So especially with the lights of the dollar yen, big range, it was very easy for it to come down, and it could pop down another 20 points yet and then still come back up. So give it a little try there. We've got that, like I said, on the hourly charts. We've got this divergence in place down here, and so I thought it looked like it was worth a shot there on the 5-minute chart. So sometimes I'll do those ones. Let's just come up with relation to the stops. So there you go. So far that's where we are. Okay, you don't have to keep on coming up. It's very nice for you to keep popping up. And so we'll see what happens here. Maybe it's just going to come up now, but doesn't matter. I'll wait now. It's 12 o'clock, so I'll wait until the news out 1:30. Now it's just 10 or 15 minutes later, and what I'm seeing is that obviously it rolled over here, and it's coming all the way back up again, and it's just diverged again on the. I'm seeing another divergence here, and wondering whether to give it another go. We've got a 12 p.m. pivot up here that I think it's probably going to want to attack. And so I'm going to be looking to give it another shot. If we can just pop down to the lower bands again, then we'll give it a second attempt. And if that doesn't work out, then obviously we'll just wait for the news at 1:30 anyway. So I'm giving it a bit of a shot here today, which is counter trend for it. Well, it is counter trend. Just waiting to see if we pop back to the bands, and I put a stop below the low. And so we'll just see if that can happen. I'll just press pause for now. Okay, looks like it's coming down for those bands now. So I'm going to be looking to. I'll probably put 3 units in because of the fact that we've already had one loss, and one in there at 53. I'll try and get through, not quite hit the bands yet, so let's just hold off a second. But I'll put 3 units in rather than 4, I won't make back the loss in the prior trade, but even if it does go up, I wouldn't have thought. But because I'm going to be going with smaller units and all of that, but we're just giving it another go, considering the divergences in place. So I'm just keep my eye on this. I want to see if it's going to nab down a little bit more here, and then we'll get the other 2 units in. And then I'm just going to see if we can have a little bit of a run. I'd have to take something off at the 21 here and see where it is there. And then see if we can run up to get a stake up to the 96 level, which is the pivot. So there's a bit of scope. So I'm just seeing if I can get these units in. Let's just press pause a second. If we're in a minute, I'll give it a second or 2 more. If it doesn't nip down to this lower band at least, then let's just press pause just while we're waiting, and then try and get those other 2 units in. Come on then. No, I'll have to press pause. It's got shy all of a sudden. Okay, now it's down there. So we've got 1 more in there, and let's get the other one in. Right, okay, so I've got them all in. I'll pop the stop below the low. So it's another 25 pip stop again, and so it'll take us to over 1,000 down today if we get stopped out on that. And so it's just a case of seeing if I'm right or not on this and on the divergences. I think it's trying to put in a bottom, but sometimes when a market's trying to put in a low or whatever, you can roll again and do all that. But I'm taking the risk here to give it a go, and then we'll just see what happens if it does indeed whatever happens here, and then we'll just wait for the news out at 1:30. So anyway, I'll get the stops in, press pause, and go and get myself ready after being down the gym. Okay, it's faffing around here for quite a long time, so I'm going to take just one of the positions off for just over 11 pips, just to take something off the back end. It's taken a long time, as we can see, just through this. I suspect it's now 12:30 that it's just going to be going sideways ahead of the news, so I want to really lighten off the position ahead of obviously the news. I know it's still an hour to go, but these things markets can just drift ahead of when there's big news coming out. So I've just taken that one off. We'll see if we can get the second one off, and then I'll actually hold on to the third one ahead of the news if it's possible. Might as well. The stops are in place, so we'll just see where the market is at that time. If price is too close to my entry, then I'll probably close out ahead of the news. So that's what we'll do. So at the moment I've got that one done, and I could tuck my stops up a little bit, and just to ensure that if we're going into chop zone, that I might as well just get chopped out at a low stop out level. The low of this candle is it's only a few pips below where I entered, so I'll just tuck my stop up to there, and we'll just see how we go. But hopefully it can just drift up. We've got this 5-minute 21 just here a bit above us, so we'll see if it can drift up towards that. But what I'm conscious of is that if this is just going to start to go into a sideways range, then I'm going to get caught in a trade ahead as the news starts approaching. So I want to just take something off. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see where we get to when the news comes out. Okay, so it's just coming up to 1 o'clock, and we've come up a little bit. I closed another one out when we were down here, second position, and I thought, I might as well just to reduce the risk, because if I end up holding this into the news, then I had to reduce risk, because obviously if this had a big move down, then I could get slipped on my stop, and that could not be very nice. So I've moved my stop up, like I said, to this low here. Let's have a look at my account. Oh, there it is. This is one of the deal tickets. So there we go. So this is where we are now. We were 500 odd down earlier, but obviously the game's not over yet, and I don't know if we were to have. So I'm sort of deliberating at the moment. We're only just coming up to 1 o'clock, and if we can get up to 96, or just below 96, that's my final target up here. Well, basically this double top here. If we could get up to there before 1 o'clock, great. I'll come out, and I won't faff around with it too much. If we can have a little bit of a poke up here in the next 10 to 15 minutes, then I'll just close out. And of course, the news could work out in my favour, and it could shoot up, and we could look back at it and say, oh yeah, if you'd have stayed in. But the problem is ahead of the news is that if I'm wrong and I get slipped, which you're bound to get slipped if it had a big move down, then that wouldn't be very nice. So at the moment, I can't lose on this trade overall now, so it would be a small profit, a tiny profit, and then I'm just looking to get into trades after the news. So whatever happens, I will be looking to exit this before the news either way, so we'll just wait and see. Okay, I'm going to have to bin this trade, and we could see this shoot up, obviously, but you never know which way it's going to go. I think there'd be too much slippage. Oh, sorry, that's a deal ticket. That's not a close ticket. So I'm going to have to close out of this position ahead of the news, and we just can't see. It's just drifting like I said it could. So just that little trade just brought us back to what's it, minus 411. We were about minus 570, I think it was this morning. So and now I'm just going to wait for the news to come out. I could be trading this, it could be trading cable, could be trading euro. I don't know yet. But I'm going to keep it on the dollar yen, and we're just going to see how this moves. It could be quite difficult, but we'll see. Because I can see where the momentum is, and it could be a bit more difficult. So we'll just see how this all goes. It could end up we're trading the cable. So we'll see. I'll press. Okay, so there's 10 seconds to go. I'm watching the dollar yen. I'm watching cable. So we're about to see some fireworks, folks, and then it's just going to be a case of just seeing where we go and what we do from there. Looks like this is going up. So it looks like I would have been in the right position on dollar yen if to have would have been the right decision to have gone on the long side, as we can see, which is a shame. I can't even get in at all, as you can see. So we're just going to watch this for a minute, and if I'd have left my trade, but that's always the way it goes. You leave your trade in, and it will come down and stop you out with slippage, and you don't, and it goes the other way. So I'm just getting my chart sorted out on my other screens and see what we have going on here. So okay, it's had a bit of a spike. I can't really do too much with that, actually, so it's nice that it's had a spike up, but there's not a lot I can do just yet. So I'm just going to wait and see. Got to play a waiting game for a few minutes here by the looks of things. We just got up to a 15-minute 50. Momentum's going to be going positive, but we haven't got everything lined up. So, but it's a bit of a shame, because if I left that final part of the trade open, then it would have worked out, because it would have come up to that 96 level. But what can you do? I'm not a gambler, and that's what trading is all about. We're not gamblers, and so or professional traders aren't gamblers, and so I'm not willing to take that risk. Right, now, if it had come up a bit more, then I could have probably got away with it. But as price was still close to my entry at the time, that's why I couldn't. So at the moment, there's not really too much I can do. So I'm just going to press pause, see if it sorts itself out in the next few minutes. Okay, looks like it could be the Aussie dollar here. The Aussie dollar could be, but everything's still a bit of a mess. Let's have a look here. We've got some positive momentum. Quite liking the look of the Aussie dollar here. Let's have a look at that dollar yen again, see what that's up to. Oh yeah, it's coming right down. So nothing to do with that one at the moment. We'll keep our eye on that one. But Aussie dollar's having a good run. Is there anything I can do with it? I'll just press pause and have a look. Okay, reading the price action, this looks like it's going to be dollar yen. We're going in dollar yen. It's had the sweep down, and I want to be long. So I'm getting on the long side here, dollar yen. So we've had the flush down, and I think that was the flush out, and I think we're going to have a little bit more upside here. So I've got two in there, and just see if we can get some more off, if I'm going to be able to do it. Dollar yen. So we've got two off. Just want to see if we can get some more in. Where we got this, got scope. It's got scope on this. So okay, there we go. That's three off. I've got lots of space here. There's lots of space it's playing around. I've got to give it loads of space. So if I'm wrong, then it could work out. I've got to give myself lots of stop here. So let's get another one in. Oh no, it's not allowing me that. Moving around too much. Let's see if I need to get that fixed. Dollar yen back to 100. Don't think we quite got that one in, did we? Press pause. Right, let's just waiting to see if we can get some more in. I've only got the 3 in so far, so see if we can get another one in. We could end up, this could be looking, it's 20 to 2, just a little bit cautious that we may just be wanting to set up ourselves up for a spinning top at the end of this hour. So if that's the case, it's gearing up for a potential spinning top, so I've got to be wary of that, but I still think we're going to then eventually come up, so it's going to take a while, this one. Let's take us to back to the 5-minute chart. It's possible that it's going to do that, so we shall see. So I've got my entries in. Let's bring them over. So you've got my entries in. I've just cleared this up, so we've just got this showing. 90, 99, 94. Okay, up a couple £100. So we but that's not meaningless at the moment until actually I can bring it across, I guess, so you can see it as it's doing it. So like I said, if we are going to go higher, we've got an hourly 21 up at 60 odd. So if it was to get up here, then I'd be coming out basically. So we'll just see. Press pause for now, I guess. Right, I'm just going to take some profit off here. So I'm going to take one of these out. Okay, just taking some profit off there to loosen that up. We'll come to the overall P&L at the end of this, but we're still having a good run here. If we can come up to this double top here, then I'll take another one out. Looks like we're going to have a profitable day after all. There we go into the top. That's at 34, and then, like I said, I'm going to just see if we can have a little bit more upside here. See if we can just get, and what I'll do is I'll start to tuck this stop up, so I'll move the stop up to the low of this candle, so it's going to be very tight. Guys in the room, well done. It looks like you had a cracker. So at the moment it's just the volatility. It's very easy for me to get stopped out here. But what was my entry? 95, 94. So I will come out at 96. If it comes down to 96, and just call it a day on that one. We'll soon find out. Actually, I better move the stop, because that'll if it just goes bonkers, then it won't allow me out. So let's just put that in. Okay, right, at least the stop's in place now. So now it's just a case of seeing whether this is going to go. So I'll just press pause for now. Okay, so I've tucked my stop up now to 10, to 96.10, and so I'm really tucking it up now. I think this really should have started pushing up by now, and so I'm just keeping it nice and tight now, so that we can keep that banked in, I guess. So we'll soon find out. If this comes down to 10, I'm out. There we go. Right, I just back. We came down to 10, and so it stopped me out on the remainder of that position. But from being down earlier on, what, £576 today, I've ended up with a whopping what's that? A £9 gain for the day. So let me show you the account as always. During all of that, I was switching my account, my stuff over, and I did make an error, as you can see here. I made an error and actually traded Aussie dollar at a 5,000 lot. While I was playing moving my deal tickets around during all that, and I was saying, oh, this Aussie dollar looks interesting. I was changing this all around and hit the buy or sell by mistake as I was changing the prices. So there's a tiny little, because obviously it defaults to 5,000. There's a little 5,000 there, but that was nothing. So we ended up with 24 plus 24 plus a minus a little 15 quid on a error or trade there on the Aussie. But there may still be some more yet, but I am conscious it's 10 to 2, and I guess at some point I have to get this video update out to you, and we are already a fair way into this recording, but I just want to hold off for a bit, because you never know, there could be something else in this, but we'll see. But it's just interesting, and I think today's one is just a good example of, here now it may be going, and maybe my stop was tucked up too tight, but I really wanted to just get it all banked at this point, when I thought that this could look like a not really doing too much. But a really good example today, or for showing just how to deal with your losing trade, having that patience. And I just had to wait on that dollar yen, and I was looking at Aussie dollar after the news, and then all of a sudden you're saying, right, okay, we had this flush, we had to move up, we had to flush down, and then we've come back up again, and that suggested to me that the 8 and 21 across the upside. Hold on a second, we're about to go, and that's why obviously I got in there. But shame I couldn't get that final unit actually, because that would have given us something. But it's just what you have to take, and always willing to have a losing day when on trading. You have to always accept that, but it's not always going to be, and that's just one of those things. But and other days like today, where you've been down from the trades this morning, and then turn it around, well, that's fine, and you end up with nothing for the day. But I guess it's better than a loss. But it's just a case of having the patience to wait for it. I'm just going to press pause, and we'll just see if there's anything else to come. Okay, so we're 25 minutes in. There's not a lot I can do now. Now that dollar yen, let's go back to that, and this is just sometimes the way it can go. That literally spiked down. It stopped me out on this candle, and I've moved my stop up to 96.10. It came down to 96.09. Just the way it goes sometimes, doesn't it? And because it's come up to that target there, that hourly 21, I think. Yep, it's just hit it. Look at that. So missed out on another few £100 of profit there, but we're not playing a lot today, and just the way it's gone. So another Friday update, another flat one this week, but you can't win them all. I've tried some counter trends and that earlier on, one sort of paid out in a little bit, and one lost, and then we just had this payout here. But it's nice to get the to demonstrate how you can pull something around, and I've not had to trade any bigger size or anything like that, and but I did have to widen my stops on this at this point, but I could see what was going on, and sometimes reading the price action around what's going on in the market can make a big difference. So I shall leave you with it. Have a fabulous weekend, and I won't be back on Monday because I'm away Monday, Tuesday, so I'll see you this time next week.